Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It is a Sunday night, August 24th, towards the end of the summer here. And let's see what the market's going. This one's going to be an interesting show right here. We have a lot to get to. Obviously, just got back from Canada, and I'm back in the studio, back in the United States. And I'll be honest with you, I'll cover Canada tomorrow. We got a lot to cover. But I'll tell you one thing, Canada, they have way better food than we have. I have to say that. Like, everything they have doesn't have corn syrup and all that nonsense. And I'll just give you a great example just off the bat. Heinz ketchup, guys. I mean, you go and get the ketchup. Obviously, they do sell it in the States with like without the corn syrup. You have to buy a special one. But just a quick example of just how things work. Just think about this now. Our ketchup is made with a ton of corn syrup. That's like the number one ingredient. And in Canada, the number one ingredient's tomato paste. They're not allowed to use the corn syrup. The ketchup, the Heinz ketchup, tastes like the ketchup that you grew up on like years ago, guys. I'm telling you, it tastes like really good. Everything over there, like candy corn, actually doesn't feel like plastic. That has that creamy taste. Everything over there tastes way better. They don't have a ton of corn syrup in all their food. But just to give you a quick example of, so Heinz ketchup is an American company, right? And they're clearly they're not allowed to make ketchup with corn syrup for all these other countries, Europe, Canada, any other country besides us. And yes, they do try to make some now without corn syrup, but you have to like really look for it. But just think about this, an American company, guys, just feeding us toxins and poison in our body all the time, and every American company does it, but yet they can ship the food over to these other countries because they are not allowed to have it in there, but yet they are perfectly fine with giving it to the American people. And you know why? Because they don't care, and that just shows you that they don't care. But the one big thing is that it makes real obvious is that your profit margins are way bigger using corn syrup, guys. So they're clearly using the corn syrup because they make the bigger profit margins, and they clearly don't care about American people or anybody's health, and that just shows you. So I wouldn't trust any of these companies. It is terrible, guys, and food standards are much more stricter in Europe and anywhere else in the world, honestly. I mean, you can you go 4 miles away, like you cross like a little tiny bridge. Like, I'm going from Philly to Jersey. It's not even that big of a bridge. And you're in Canada, and then the next thing you know, everything is like way better, the food quality. So just one thing I'll point out, and we'll talk about Canada and that entire trip, because there's plenty to talk about, but more than enough to discuss this evening. And obviously, we're going to cover the ETF 500 because that's an interesting thing. And I know a lot of the ETFers are tuning in to check it out. I'm in a lot of them group messages and stuff like that, the chats. And it is a very, very active community, a huge community, and a lot of great people in there. So we'll go through that. And real quick, I will be talking to Joe Exotic again tomorrow evening around 6:30. So I will record that, make another video, and we'll find out, because the White House has recently contacted Joe Exotic, and they're looking into his case finally. So I'm not sure if our interview had anything to do with it. I know he's been tagging me with some big people there, so it is pretty wild. Everybody's been hitting me up saying, holy cow, I can't believe you're getting tagged with like Trump and everybody. It is awesome. But anyway, it'd be more awesome if they do pardon Joe Exotic. I feel like it's about to happen, guys. So that would be awesome. So I'm going to talk to him, see what's going on since our last interview, and keep in touch with Joe Exotic. So I'll do that tomorrow evening at 6:30. We'll do our normal live show at 9 p.m. And then on Tuesday, we're going to do a special spaces at 7 p.m. with a couple of the ETFers that are behind the scenes that honestly had made it real big, I think, and did all the work behind it. So we'll get into that now. But that'll be 7 p.m. on Tuesday evening. So we will get into what happened with ETF, and then we'll roll through the market, see what's going on for tomorrow and what's going to be happening. So here we go, guys. Let's take a look. There's our heat map from Friday. It was good. Powell obviously said he was thinking about making a rate cut in September. I told you guys there was no way in hell he wasn't saying it. I mean, we kind of knew that that was definitely happening. There was no doubt in my mind. He would have been hung from a tree right then and there if he would have said anything differently. So there's no reason to not say it. And I think he's obviously backed into a corner at this point. But anyway, we'll discuss that in a minute too. So here we go. I'm in Canada, and obviously I was way into the ETF as well as a lot of people because there's a huge community with a lot of people with a ton of coins. And here, Zach was in Vietnam for like a couple months, and then I guess he comes back. He just got back to Mexico, I guess. But anyway, I guess before he got back, I don't know if he needed money. I don't know what the deal is, guys. I don't really talk to him like that. I just met him through here, had him on the show, and like I had said, the entire basis behind ETF was the fact that he created the coin, obviously ETF500, but the fact that he came on my show, told the story about Farcoin, and you're about to see this exact same story replay, which is kind of amazing. But here's what he told me, and on the show, if you guys remember, he told us, he said, he had bought it, it went up, he got rugged, so then he bought up the supply, he started to promote it, and the next thing you know, the thing ran, and it ended up being one of the biggest meme coins. I mean, it was over $1 billion market cap. I don't know what it's at now, but it very well could be over $1 billion market cap. It was right around 90 something cents yesterday. I didn't even look today. But anyway, that was the story of that. And then clearly he went on and then made the ETF 500. So that is what happened. And he came on, told the show, and then he said, start buying it up. And he's obviously not going to pull the rug. He had a bunch of the coins, and he said a couple of his buddies did that would be safe. So next thing you know, this thing starts dipping down. And it's funny because if you look back at it, every time that it had the opportunity to really jump, because it had jumped to 4 cents at one point, and it really could have got moving, but it did look like there was always constantly a wallet, like somewhere's like a weird wallet with all these coins dumping it. And I know OV Grows knows that because he would constantly point it out, and other people would as well. And Zach, and then obviously the Flawless Whale has a ton of coins, and he was talking to Zach all the time, and Zach was saying, he wasn't dumping it, whatever. So anyway, clearly, I think that he had all these side wallets, and it was him dumping it the whole entire time, is what it seems like to me. But anyway, fast forward, so it looks like he rugged it all. He also went ahead and made 2 other coins, the Zach Morris, and then a racist coin. I don't even get that one, but anyway, and they got rugged too. So he rugged all of them, and so a bunch of people. But the ETF community is obviously huge. He built this big ass community of people, guys, and a lot of great people. So you have all these great people working together, and I feel like a lot of these people are the ones feeding him a lot of memes and all the stuff that he would post, and a lot of that stuff as well. And then when the thing would be moving a little bit, he would just kind of post about it. So anyway, so that's what was happening and what just happened. So obviously the thing got rugged and it goes all the way down. Now, the one thing is that there was a lot of people that had a lot of coins in it. I know my buddy has a lot, and the Flawless Whale, like I said, has a lot of coins. So there was always a market cap in it. I have a good amount. There's a bunch of people that have a lot of them. So there's plenty of equity into it. So it didn't drop it down. So I looked at it and we seen what was going on. Clearly, people were calling it out, and I talked to everybody online here. And so we started to realize, and I'm pretty sure he's completely out of coins, and it bottomed out because if you look at the numbers, and everything's a numbers game, guys. So if you look at it, it didn't really bottom out. No one could really sell it again, like a big supply of it, because it seemed like the supplies we knew who had them big supplies at that point. So at that point, it seemed like it was bottomed out. And if you think about it, it's like a bankrupt company at that point. So you come in and it's at the very, very bottom, almost when it started, and then you buy it up and it'll gradually move the thing up. And now it was in a bearish trend there for a while anyway. It was just kept pulling back. It had one chance to pop up recently, and then I honestly think it was him that made it pop up there to see if he could draw more equity into it. And then that's when it finally got rugged right there. I can pull up the chart and look. But anyway, we don't even care, not worrying about it now because that's already done with. So what we're going to do is, and I know I've talked to a bunch of the people and a couple other people, and I think it's a great opportunity, guys. The thing's already bonded. It's a well-known coin and has an amazing community with a lot of great people that are hardcore about it. So that's the one great thing about it. So a lot of people are obviously pissed off and down, and we can make this the comeback story of the century. And again, it's like, he came on, told me the story about Farcoin, and it's about the replay. So I obviously had a bunch, and I don't want to see people down with it, and I don't want to be down and don't want my buddies and everybody else. So I said, you know what, the Flawless Wow, you got a bunch and people like you, and you're not going to rug it, because I'm pretty sure, I don't know for a fact, but I'd have to imagine that he is down as well. So I don't think he can really rug it at this moment. Again, don't know his exact situation. He's on a cruise right now. I just got back. He was leaving. So we message back and forth. We'll start to talk a lot more, and we're in a group chat and everything else. So anyway, so with that being said, so we bought up a bunch, and we're going to continue to buy it up down here. And honestly, guys, I think it's a great opportunity, because knowing we're going to have full control of, of the supply there. And that is like something that he had always talked about. And obviously, literally, that thing should have already ran, guys, like 100 times by now. If I look at the chart, go back and realize what was going on now, you can kind of see it was constantly being held back. So I think it has a great opportunity. If we obviously was rebranded, you guys did an amazing job, like immediately, like the snap of a finger, just turned it over, made everything look cool, and rebranded it and tried to distance. So that was a great move right there. And like I said, I really think if we just build it up, it was in such a bearish trend. All they have to do is bounce off that bottom. We all know that. And then they get bullish, and they run into a trend, and then they get picked up by all the bots, the algorithms, everything else starts picking these things up, and they can slowly climb back up. And this thing could slowly climb up and then catch the momentum and start to really run. Again, we know it already topped out. It went to like a 4 cent area, and we're way down at the bottom. So that's what happened with it. So me and a couple people have been buying it up. I think we got it to bump up a couple 100,000 market cap. So it's in like the 700,000 market cap at the moment. And yeah, we kind of bumped it up a little bit, just looking to see, and it pulled back a little bit today, but it doesn't look like it can be dumped out anymore. So it looks like we basically have the supply now, we know, and it can't be rugged anymore. And I don't think it could possibly, because it would basically go down to where it started. So anyway, with that said, yeah, we're gonna buy it up and shoot it up there, and just promote it, guys. So obviously you'll hear me talking about it. So yeah, he's out of the equation, obviously, because I'm pretty sure he sold everything. And I know the Flawless Well, like I said, is on a cruise. He's cruising around enjoying his vacation, and he obviously has, I'm pretty sure, the most. My one buddy, I think, might be number 2, to be completely honest with you. He has a ton of it. And yeah, we were talking and saying, let's make this actually work. It's one of them comeback stories, and these things do happen. And again, it's funny because he came on, told me the same story, and you're about to see it replay. And you don't think he don't think that anything possible like that could even possibly happen without him. So just imagine just running that thing up, and just the how great it would feel to do that. And not only how great it would feel, but making bank on it as well. So yeah, I literally was able to like triple my position probably for like pennies. It felt like literally nothing. So I was buying it up. I'll continue to. So that is what that's what happened, guys. And obviously we're going to try to battle it back on, and battle it back and make it something really good, and obviously something that you can trust. And it will, and we already have a great plan. Like I said, it's a numbers game. If you can just fight off all the real hardcore dips and constantly buy a little bit, which that's what the main people should do to make it move. And that's what you don't see all the time. You see these things run up and then they get rugged because people are just assholes and they just don't care about anything. And again, you have people now that can take it and really make it something huge. And honestly, we could make it into like something way bigger than you could ever imagine. Because again, if you run it up the right way, and people obviously take the profits, but take them and put them on the sidelines to buy the dips themselves, and then you can constantly keep it from really getting into a bearish channel or ever bearish. It'll constantly run up because again, all the bots and things of that nature constantly pick it up. And again, they're going to cut these rates. Crypto's about to get ripping, and you're going to see mad money getting flowing in here. So the opportunity could be the golden ticket of a century right there, guys. And just imagine if you had gotten into Farcoin at these levels right here, you'd be a multi millionaire. And again, Zach made a ton of them because of that Farcoin, but then he goes and rugs 3 of them. So you don't exactly keep a good reputation that way. And anyway, so we're going to take the ETF and make it something huge. So anyone that wants to hop on board, like I said, you're probably at a great opportunity right now, because it's not, you're at the very bottom. Believe me, you're at the bottom right now, and we're going to run it up there, and it's going to be a safe coin that people can trade. They'll actually believe in it. It's been rebranded completely, and we can't exactly change the name on the deck screener, which kind of sucks. Maybe we can reach out to them and see if we can do it. I'm not exactly sure, but something that I'll look into anyway. But and what's the final name going to be? We just kind of called it. It's like ETF500. We have to kind of think about it, but yeah, every trader's fund is a really good one. I forget what you said last night. I remember posting it. Laptop Travel, that was really good too. So yeah, I mean, we can just call it ETF 500 and then just play off of that and call it anything at any moment, but it won't be really Elon Trump fart. We can kind of make that like it used to be, and now it's something better. So that's what happened with it, guys. And again, we'll do another show Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. with a couple other people that actually, like, I'm pretty sure do the website and all that good stuff. So they know a lot about it as well. And like I said, guys, it's got a huge community and team of people. So that's why I believe in it, to be completely honest, which I believe in all them. And I know that I don't want to see them all down as well. So I think if we all rallied together, worked as a team, and nobody's messing with it with side wallets like that was happening, guys, we could make it something huge. And everybody would make bank, and that's what the idea is. So if you want to be on board and you don't know how to get it, let me know, and we'll try to revitalize it and make it something really big, guys. So I'm going to be in it and talking about it and mentioning it. And again, it's at a 700,000 market cap, and I'm telling you, last time it went up over 25 million market cap, and we can easily do it again, especially right now at the timing with the markets getting ready to rip. So that's what the ETF situation is. ETF 500. We'll talk about it each day for a minute or two, go over it, and again, 7 p.m. on Tuesday, we'll have a better show all about it on the spaces. Everybody can tune in, ask questions. I'll go through the messages real quick, see what you guys are talking about and asking about it, because I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest with you. I was just kind of in my zone, just going. But yeah, that's the gist of it. And again, the entire time I've told everybody there was nothing about the coin, to be honest with you, that does anything. I don't think any of them do anything. It's always the community behind it. But I always thought that if Zach did it with the FAR coin, he could do it again with ETF 500, but clearly he can't. And so that's what happened, guys. So if he can't, we will. How about that? And so yeah, I have no problem. I enjoy a good challenge. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. And usually we come out winners. So if we take something on, it doesn't happen overnight, but we can make this thing really work and possibly just get it squeezing up there, guys. And just imagine if it happens, you guys will be really excited, I'm sure. So it'll be like the comeback story of the century, and then it'll just be a good feeling for everybody. So that is how I look at it, guys. I don't want everybody to get screwed, and I think we can get the last laugh. So that's what I look at. And again, Tuesday we'll do another show about it and we'll get it ripping and rolling, guys. So I know some people, I've talked to some other people. Again, it's like investing in a bankrupt company. They're obviously, you don't have no overhead. That's the beautiful thing about it. When you talk to people that are real investors in business, you kind of explain it like, hey, this thing's, it was worth $25 million market cap. I mean, worth more than most companies. That's kind of crazy. And now it's 700,000. So when you explain it to people like that and you're like, there's no overhead. And then they go, what? And they're like, how did it get to that? You just say, because there's a community of people that believe in it and we can get it there again. And I believe we can take it to its all-time highs and make it run even higher. And once you get there, we can really take it off. So that's what we're going to be looking at with that. And now it's kind of a group project, guys. So he's out, we're all in, and we're gonna make it a group thing together and have a lot of fun together. And just do it the right way. Again, there's really a formula behind it. I think he knew it too. It always dipped at the exact perfect timing, guys, when it should have been bouncing back up, and always this crazy sidewall. It was like bowing out on it. And again, OV Grows would always be pointing it out to me, shoot me a message, and a couple other people as well. So there you go, guys. That's our ETF 500. So let me roll through the messages real quick, see what you guys had to say about it. And if you have any questions or anything, I'll try to answer them. But like I said, we'll do another one on Tuesday. We'll keep everybody up to date and we'll make it into a real project here, and we'll make it into something and like something actual valuable. So when we look in our Phantom wallets or whatever you're buying it in, you can see that it's just growing and growing and growing. And honestly, we can make it happen. It's not a problem. It's just a matter of nobody selling it off like a maniac the way it was. So, and I go back and look at charts, you guys know that, and I kind of look at it like it should have been popping there. And you guys know I would point it out. And usually when I would say it would get to a certain spot on the bottom, it would always pop up, but then it would never keep the momentum. And you could always see, and again, people would point out that there was like a wallet always selling something, and it was kind of bizarre, but now it kind of all adds up. So that's what it appears to look like. And again, I just tell you what happens, and I follow the stuff, and there you go. So that's what happened, guys. And we'll make it we'll make it into something big if we all work together. That's it. So let me run through real quick, see what you guys are talking about, and then we'll cruise right through and do our live show. And Deep Soul Diving said he heard about multiple wallets, and Laptop Travel said he's been tracking all the wallets which never bought coins but acquired them at the pre-launch. Insider so closely linked to Zach himself, and there was Laptop Travel had said it a few times. Let's see. Boy got a bad reputation, and Deep Soul Diving said, and what's the final name going to be? And like I said, Laptop Travel will think of something there. And Deep Soul Diving said he had bought it at the top. Well, Deep Soul Diving will get it back up there for you and everybody else. So that is yeah, don't panic sell that thing, because we're going to drive that thing up. And yeah, like I said, just now the thing can't be messed with. We will have control of. And again, he really knew what he was talking about. But when you don't do what you're saying you're going to do, that becomes an issue. So there you go. And hello, Cadence. How are you? Filtrate, AREC. We'll check it out and everything else. So here we go, guys. Let's check it out and see what else is going on. The small cap show will be on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It looks like I did miss that last week. They did have it on Tuesday, but my phone, I'm telling you, it was a disaster over there. It's like I went 2 miles, literally less than 4 miles over the border. My phone couldn't connect to a tower. It was unbelievable, crazy. And I could only use Wi-Fi. So the minute I left the driveway at the house, that was it. It was, I'm not going to lie, kind of relaxing because I couldn't use my phone. So there was never any time I could really just hop on and look at the market. So I just enjoyed Canada. Maybe that's why we enjoyed it so much. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do that every vacation. I'm not sure. But yeah, we loved it. We had such a great time in Niagara Falls. If you've never been there, it is amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. We did do the boat ride in there, and the caves and all that good stuff. So Again, I'll tell you all about Canada. Tomorrow night, we'll discuss Canada since we did our ETF 500 tonight, and then we'll do another one of them Tuesday night at 7 p.m. So here we go, guys. We'll get cruising right through. And I was talking about the food quality, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow night as well, because I'm telling you, it is mind boggling when you think about these American companies just poisoning us American people, just not caring about anything but the profit margins and putting this corn syrup in. And clearly, corn syrup, it's way cheaper to make these products with all that corn syrup than it is to make them without it, clearly, because if it wasn't, they would just be giving us the other products. So they're able to ship all these products to Canada, Europe, and everywhere else in the world, and then they give us the products that'll kill you. And again, these are companies that are made. They're American companies. It's wild. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, they all do it, guys. Every single one of them. So you know the profit margins are huge using corn syrup and all the nonsense that they put in our food. And you can taste the difference. I mean, it's immediate, guys. It's crazy to you. It's just mind-boggling. So if you do leave the country, and you hear people say it and do like the videos. Yeah, like my daughter, she was having a field day. She bought so many snacks just to try them out and, see what was what. And I'll tell you what, the Doritos were better. And I forget what they didn't have. Oh, they didn't have the red dye in it. The Fruit Loops, they don't even have what, the red ones or something, or the blue ones. I forget. They don't even have certain colors. That tasted better. Everything tasted better, guys. I'm not going to lie. Everything tasted better. It tasted like the stuff that we used to eat when we were kids. If you're my age, I'm 45. And growing up, the food wasn't that bad. I mean, it was loaded with sugar, but it wasn't all the corn syrup today. Everything has today. And like I said, my wife bought a little bag of candy corn at like a candy store, and how they have them little packages. And oh my God, we were like, why didn't we buy a big bag of that? It was so good. It was like eating candy corn from like being a kid. And like I said, we had bought so many snacks and candy. I think I ate way too many snacks and candy, more than I ever eat. I never eat any junk food like that, to be honest with you. But it really it didn't even affect you. It was pretty wild. Thursday, I did over 28,000 steps on Thursday, guys. That's a lot of steps. And you guys been to Niagara Falls, you got to walk up that hill, down and up. And yeah, I did over 28,000 steps. I did over 21, 22, and then 28 in the 3 days that we were really walking around. So I did some walking, that's for sure. And again, the food was just awesome. So we'll talk more about Canada and the cannabis side of it and all that good stuff. So I'll mention all that stuff tomorrow night, and we can get more into Canada and talk about Clifton Hills, because that place is really cool, that street. And then if anyone's looking to take a family vacation, I'm telling you what, it was great. My daughter absolutely loved it. She had no idea, and we didn't really know either. I mean, you could have looked it up if you wanted to, but really didn't know they had that Clifton Hill Street with like, it was just like everything there. It was really cool. The wax museums, like Luis Rodriguez had mentioned, I did see a couple of them, and all kinds of black light golf things and haunted houses and just all kinds of cool stuff. Restaurants everywhere. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. The big Ferris wheel. And yeah, she absolutely loved it down there. We just had a really good time. So if you're looking for a fun family vacation, we really enjoyed that one. And give yourself a couple days, because yeah, there's a lot to actually do around there, and you can kind of relax, and it's not that crazy. So, but you do walk a lot, I'm not gonna lie. So there you go, and we'll talk more about that trip tomorrow night. So I think I got to all this other stuff, and yeah, that was good stuff. Deep soul diving, and any coffee crisp. No, I did visit the dispensaries though. They're pretty cool. And you know what's wild, I'll tell you real quick though, this is what's crazy to me, because what there are American dollar, like $100 is 130. So if you give them 100 to for the currency exchange, you'll get 137, something like that. In Canadian, the last time I was there, it was only 120, I remember. And I thought that was pretty cool when I went last time. And I told you guys when the Eagles and Patriots first played the Super Bowl together and the Patriots won that Super Bowl, I'd flown into Vancouver and stayed and went to Whistler and skied there. And the exchange rate then was 120 to 100. So if you gave them $100, you got 120 back. This time our $100 bill was worth 137. So it was worth way more. And so yeah, you go into a dispensary and then everything's obviously in Canadian dollars, so it would be like $50 in Canadian, but you would also pay with your credit card. Now, this was the fascinating thing because I'm like, how am I paying with a credit card? It's not even federally legal in America, but whatever. Here, take the credit card because that's what they wanted to use. And so you just hand them that, and then it converts automatically. So really, it's like 30 something bucks. And yeah, it was crazy, guys. I mean, it was absolutely wild. So that was pretty cool about it. And they're definitely a cannabis friendly country over there. You just like, just make sure you're not doing it in front of people, but they just tell you don't do it in your car, around cars, and around people as best as you can. But yeah, nobody cares. And so yeah, that was interesting. And I was like, that's pretty fascinating. You go to another country and you can literally use your credit card at a dispensary. But I really think that's about to change in the United States as well. And we'll be catching up with Canada real soon. I think Trump's about to change them regulations, the banking Schedule 3 and all that good stuff. So I think you will see all that happen. Again, that might happen a little bit closer to the midterms. It's a good way to get a lot of votes. And obviously help the industry big time, but obviously he's looking at it for the votes for sure. And it will boost the economy as well because it's a huge industry that can't use the banking and everything else we've talked about it. But anyway, there you go. And we'll get into our live show. So how are you, Raging Roland and Luis Rodriguez and Deep Soul Diving, Cadence Filtrate? We'll look at your AREC and of course Laptop Travel and everybody else. Squanch 23, Crypto Cyclops is on, and I know a bunch of you guys are on. Tracy's probably on, and a lot of other people that are in the group chat over there in that ETF one. You guys are awesome. Like I said, you guys really good stuff, and I think we will get that thing really cruising along, guys. It'll take a little bit of time, but we'll make it work and make it happen. And it'll be a fun little project, that's all. So there we are, and here we go. We'll get into our show and see what's going on. I did post out the list, and let's go through it and see what's happening here. And Doge Mama 9's on, of course. And how are you, Doge Mama 9, and everybody else tuning in? I always appreciate everybody. So here we go, guys. Let's take a look. And then those of you that are just tuning in because of this ETF conversation, like I said, I told you guys I'd do it first. You can check out the live show for a little bit and see what we do. I'll run through these charts real quick, and you can just see how we blast through and pick things out that look good. Like this ORIS has been setting up here, guys. We know it bottomed out, jumped up, and pulled back a little bit. Your 20s right there, and it's sitting on that line, on your bottom line right there, your basement line. That thing can get popping up at any moment. And that GIBO right here, good old GIBO, the reverse split the other day, still pulling back. It looks like it wants to bottom out right there. So we'll be keeping an eye. We were just tracking this thing. It never really set up. It was trying to a few times and just kept pulling back there. As you could see, it tried to right around here and then obviously leveled down, reverse split. But now it might be a good opportunity right there. That was a penny one. Now it reverse split. So it's obviously, I mean, it's still considered a penny one at $3, but still it did reverse split. But might be a great opportunity. We do like after they reverse split, they tend to pop and run. IXHL, we ran this one up from the bottom. We were in this one way down there, and it ran up. We were all over it, and you're about to see it curl back up. It's about to roll right through that MACD again. and continue to cruise up there. So IXHL, I think, is going to be a good opportunity. You're going to see that 20 just squeeze it up there, and it's going to cross through the MACD right there. Should be pretty healthy tomorrow. Keep an eye on it. Just watch for any little pullback on that one. But that one should be cruising along. And here we are with this guy, because this one was looking good. I think it was looking really good Friday, but it's still looking pretty good. Yeah, it was starting to curl up there on Friday, but keep an eye on this SPRC. I think Laptop Travel had mentioned it like 2 weeks ago or something. I do remember it being on a list, and I don't know, my timing could be way off because I've been vacationing a lot this month. But anyway, we're back in full swing, and we'll be nailing everything. And like I said, I came back. Joe Exotic tomorrow at 6:30. Tuesday, we'll do another ETF show at 7. And of course, the live shows at 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. And so there you go. And I did do a recent video I posted on Trump's potential policy change on cannabis. Thank you, Laptop Travel, for reminding me, because I absolutely did do a video. And then there'll be another one that I'll post. It'll be posted up right after the show, probably. I already have it scheduled on Tilray, and that thing's been cruising, guys. And I'll run through it next. We were talking about it before, but this SPRC, keep an eye on it. But Tilray, you guys know, it's like a beverage company. I told you about it. They kind of did something really smart that no other cannabis companies had done. They got way into craft beers and cannabis, and they started buying up all these craft beer companies in Colorado and stuff. And for whatever reason, they tend to do pretty well. And this company kept it together. They have a 1.1 billion market cap, even more than that, 1.27 billion now. And they got a bunch of cash on hand. And this thing is pretty bullish, guys. It's looking pretty good. So definitely keep an eye on this Tilray. We had talked about it down here before it even started to run right there. And again, the cannabis stocks are looking good. Here's your MSOS, the ETF right here. Just a little healthy pullback. It should roll right off that MACD with your 20 coming up like that. So they still look good. And like I said, we should see something very soon with the cannabis industry, and Trump say something. You can see him setting up, so you can just see it happening right there. So we will be going over to cannabis once, and I do a little segment called High on Wall Street. If you never saw it, you can check that out. And I do break down all the cannabis businesses, so you can check that out as well. And you guys know I do all kinds of stuff in the cannabis industry, so I do know it pretty well. I actually reached out to Curaleaf, and I talked to them, and I'll try to interview the CEO. We've had him on before. I was the COO of Pro Cannabis Media. That's what I do the shows for. It's a little we spun it off a little bit, but that's why I do the shows for there. I do it for one of them, and then I obviously post them for myself. But anyway, we had interviewed him before, and it was the old CEO. But yeah, I've interviewed like most of the CEOs of some of these MSOs, so know them pretty well. And yeah, I was gonna ask him a few questions. I know the industry, like I said. But anyway, let's keep on cruising. And that is Tilray SPRC, looking good. This one was looking pretty good too. I don't even know what it is, Bay First Financial, but it was running up there the other day on Friday, bouncing up and not looking bad to try to continue that momentum. I figured I'd tell you, Laptop Travel, to keep an eye on this thing in the morning, because that could keep some momentum trying to crawl up. Might not even get through the MACD, but not looking bad right there. So definitely keep an eye on that in the morning. And of course, our Open Door Technologies. I mean, you guys know I was giving it out at 50 cents on the small cap show and our show, and now it's over $5. So there you go. And it does not look bad to continue its way up tomorrow for OPEN. But I think we were pretty early to the party on that one, I would say. QMCO right here. This one's looking good. And these computer hardware, as we were saying the other day, we're starting to look a little better. We'll run through them real quick. RGTI, that's getting set up now. That's going to start crawling up right there. QUBT as well. That was up $1. That's starting to look good, that quantum computing. And this one always looks good when they look good. QBTS, and that one's starting to look really good to start crawling up and getting set up. That D-Wave Quantum. So keep an eye on that. And of course, the Defiance Quantum ETF right here is starting to curl up and getting some momentum there Friday. An interesting look. We'll see if, I mean, it's over that 20. It doesn't look bad right there. And let's look at IONQ right here. If I type it in right, there we go. And that was up and looking pretty good. So keep an eye on that one. And this is this one's getting cruising, guys. I'm telling you. Remember we were talking about it bottoming out down here. Keep an eye on this thing because you're going to see this thing get rolling. I don't even know. It's a fairly new one, as a matter of fact. It's called Z Space Computer Hardware segment or sector, and it is looking pretty good. And of course, our cat right here getting set up as well. And talking about the cats, we haven't looked at our big cats cheetah right here, CTMT. Let's take a look at that one. That's trying to set up, just pulling back a little bit. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. JAGX right here, that had been setting up not long ago. I remember it ran up a little bit. Now you get some pullback. We'll see what it wants to do. And of course, the lion right here, LGHL. And let's see what our Lions doing. That looked like it bottomed out. This could be one that's turning back around, guys. So we'll have to keep an eye on LGHL. Let me jot the Lion down because that could get twisted around there to start to run. Now let's just cruise right through the rest of our list right here. If you guys want to see any other ones, let me know. I see a couple up there. Lockheed Martin had been pulling back the other day. And let's see what it wants to do this week right here. It had run up. You might get a little bit of pullback happening tomorrow. We'll see how it opens up, obviously. But yeah, it's in between that channel. I think it could pull back just a hair to get set up and run up higher. So you could watch that one for a little better price action at the moment. UNH was running up some more. We had loved that before. We were obviously super early on this one, and this thing's going to start cruising back up. We know that. So there you go with your UNH. And let's keep on rolling right through our list because Oscar's another one getting set up, and that thing's going to run. And guys, we've been talking about that thing getting set up on here, OSCR, and now you got it running up there in GRYP. Again, guys, I'm telling you, this thing's going to get cruising. It's Trump's family crypto mining or something. I'm telling you, the setup was getting crazy. We knew these support lines were its bottom. Watch for any kind of dips on these things because they'll definitely get eaten up here. It bottomed out right there, and it's getting set up to ready to roll. Crypto's getting ready to rock and roll, guys, and that's why I'm telling you about the ETF 500. I think it could be an amazing opportunity. We get it up moving, and it keeps stepping up, and no one's rugging it or messing with it with side wallets and nonsense. The thing's going to keep getting picked up and keep going, and then we'll take care of any pullbacks right there. We'll take some of the profits and pop them back in, keep it going, and as long as you keep it in that bullish channel, we could see that 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent, and then get back over the highs, and then it could really start to jump up. So as long as people obviously trust it, we can get it cruising. People trusted it before, not so much now, but that's why we're rebranding it and turning it around, and we're going to get it moving. And you guys know you can trust us. And I don't think there's any other wallets out there that can really manipulate it at this point. So that's what it looks like anyway. And like I said, you're going to see crypto get cruising, guys. We already knew that. PEW is another one, guys. It looks pretty good to set up and start running there. And our PSQH right here had taken a nice dip, and this thing's getting to be in a really good spot. So way down there, I think we're going to see this bad boy get set up, and I don't know exactly what they have to do with the crypto or the Trump family crypto stuff, but it is something. I know that. And then CPL Net Capital is another one, guys, that you're about to see get curling up and cruising. So this market, like I told you guys, was going to get ripping. Did I not say that? And here we go. It's going to get ripping. Rates are coming down, like I told you. That's what the administration's been waiting on for how long now? Since we've been since they got in, since day one. And now you're going to actually start to see the markets get cranked up again. He didn't want them this high before with the rates as high as they were. It's not a good look. As you can tell, things don't really help the American people when you have them fighting against each other. You are starting to get a little bit of inflation going, or I'll say tariffs. Food prices, you're definitely seeing a hike on them. That is for sure. And so, yeah, he's going to have to combat some of these tariffs. And again, with the rates, you can kind of do it. And that's why he needed them to come down, because he's going to have to kind of balance things out so that the food prices can come down if he really wants to walk away with the midterms. Yeah, you can have the economy ripping, but if you're hurting people's pockets, the not everybody's an investor. So you got to look at it different ways. Again, he'll use the cannabis industry and reschedule things, make that pop up, make that attractive as well during elections and towards the election season. So yeah, you're gonna see some things. And like I tell you, he has a Rolodex in his back pocket that he can just pull out at any moment, and he makes things just pop like it's crazy. It's wild. I've never seen anything like it. But guess what, guys? Gush was running up the other day, huh? And hitting that resistance. It might stay in this channel right here. We'll see tomorrow, but I was telling you, I knew I was way early. I could tell it faked me out there a couple weeks ago when it was trying to really set up right here. As a matter of fact, right at the end of July, it actually kind of faked me out, and then I knew it was going to get set up. You guys knew that. I was telling you it would. And there's Robin Energy. This thing's about to get cruising up. You can see it trying to curl up. And that 20 will take it right for a ride real quick on that. I don't know what's going on with oil and gas, but something's going on with oil and gas. So we'll be keeping an eye on all them bad boys. We've been watching them, and obviously going over the weekend into Monday in the summertime, some of the looks aren't exactly easy, but I know that the futures are up and things do look pretty good. This OCGN getting set back up right here, so you're about to see this thing run up. Guys, we called this thing back here in like October going down, and then found the exact bottom and ran it up perfectly. That was a beauty right there. And I just familiar with the company from trading it. It caught my eye, and I just said, hey, watch this thing. It's going to be in a bearish. It's going to change direction. You can see it happening, and boom, it certainly did. So that was fun. And that's what we like to do on the show. And that's exactly what I'm telling you. You're about to see with the ETF500, which is kind of crazy, guys, because it's way down there. It's been in that bearish channel, and right now is the time it can go into a bullish one and obviously get cruising, guys. And yeah, we can run it right back up to the all-time highs, and everybody will be making bank, and we'll just keep making it move. If the volume keeps rolling and no one's selling side wallets and nonsense, then it will continue to cruise up there, believe me. So you just never get to see that opportunity because everybody just rugs them so quick. It's wild. But now we have this opportunity with this one that's already bonded, and it's well known. The community's huge, and a lot of people have it. So I think that we have a great opportunity. That's the way I look at it anyway. So I try to look at the bright side on it and say, hey, I think we have an amazing opportunity here. And just like this BMNR, and again, these crypto ones, guys, keep an eye on this damn thing because it is looking really good. All these ones, next ones, SBET's going to look really good. That's another crypto treasury. And remember, I was telling you guys the other day, these things were starting to get set back up and look good. UPXI is another one. They have a bunch of Solana, and Solana's ripping right now. So keep an eye on that one. And let's take a look and see what Uber, because that was driving up. Remember, we were talking about it, and boom, there you go. So these charts are looking great, just like I was telling you guys. And I'm telling you that this market's going to get ripping towards the end of this year. It's going to be exciting, and I am going to be having fun with everybody. And that's why I really think we can have fun in the market, and then we can crush crypto as well, everything in crypto. But not only that, we can build a project together and call it our own and make a bank off of it, guys, and not even mess with anybody. It'll be an amazing feeling to see that thing run up and everybody just making crazy money. So that's the idea of it. And like I said, I know my buddy, he's definitely a crypto whale, trust me. So he's not rugging it. He doesn't need to. And yeah, he put up a bunch more cash the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact. That's why it bumped up. I know for a fact. I know he called me and told me what was going on. And And then we talked, and I said, listen, I know that the flawless well, I already kind of told you he has a lot, and I don't think he can rug it. And I think we can have complete control of the supply, and you guys have a bunch as well. So I think we're pretty safe. And obviously, if we put it out there as a safe coin for people to get into and it's going up and not coming back down, people will continue to get it. It'll get picked up and keep rolling. So opportunities and timing are everything sometimes. And sometimes you just got to be lucky with things. And I think we're just at that time. We're just in that position right now. And it just happens. I mean, it sometimes things happen in life. You just can't control them, but you take them and you make the best of the opportunity every time you can. And that's what I looked at. And I said, hey, I'll down for a pretty good challenge. I love it. So let's do it, guys. And here we go. Let's look at the market and see what's going on. But yeah, I have no problems with us getting that thing running again. And here's Lily Ellie right here. And we had run this up beautifully. I mean, that was a beauty last week. Hitting that 20 right there. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. It should continue up, but I'd have to look at it obviously tomorrow, and let's keep on cruising right along. I remember I was saying Mobileye was going to be looking good. It's starting to set up right there. It was up a little bit, and that's going to be a really good one. I know I had that on the night notes, so that I've been setting up. Ample right here. Money Mark, he likes this one. He'll probably be mentioning this tomorrow on the small cap show, and I'll have to agree with him because it is getting set up. That's why I put it on there, because I knew it was going to base out right there, hit that bottom, and curl up just by looking at it. And ample is going to be an ample opportunity as well. So I think we have so many things going on, guys. It's going to be amazing. We just have to be smart about it and don't get out of control. Just, pick the best opportunity, roll with it, trade it that day, get out, because tomorrow is going to be even more, 5 more great opportunities. And you just got to think of it like that. And yeah, maybe you want to hold it for 2 days to get the second squeeze out of it in the morning. But again, you can just roll through all of these, and there's just going to be plenty of ample opportunities. And it's going to be wild. And especially, I'm telling you, we're looking in that bubble territory, guys. It's crazy. Nothing can stop this market, especially with AI right now. Look at Lulu. I mean, this thing looks like it's about to go Lulu and get crazy. So that is looking really good. I have to see that over here. And here is Lulu. Wow, look at Lulu right there, guys. We had talked about it last week, and it was looking great. 2 weeks ago, it was looking good. And Lulu looking good. Here we go with Moderna. That one's looking pretty good to try to get set up. We'll see if it gets cruising up there on the 20. I think it might have a day or so. You can see it trying to curl up hard. I'd have to look at it tomorrow right there. I know Michael Anthony likes Pfizer. That's not looking bad right there, hitting the top. Just kind of going to jump around a little bit, but not looking bad. And let's take a look at CNC. This is another healthcare one, Sente Corp. And we had looked at this way down here. It's been running up, and it's not looking bad. We'll have to take a look and see if that 20 really curls up for it tomorrow. But it has run up for us right there, CNC. And let's see what AppLovin was cruising along and looking good right there. And we had talked about this. I know that I had it written at the top of my list right there. And again, I was just kind of in and out. And last week in Canada, and we were just pretty busy. I'd do the shows, and then we would go down to that Clifton Hills at night and do stuff. And a couple of nights I just walked down and went to the casinos. It was a fun casino, but not a very good one to play at. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like I'm a big player, but I'll tell you a quick crazy story. I mean, people are like crazy in casinos. I'd like play with like $100, and this dude rolls over to our table, blackjack table, and he was AppLovin, let me tell you, because he threw down like a big wad of cash, and it was like Canadian money, and you had to exchange it before there was a machine. So again, I would put $100 in, and I get like 137 in Canadian to go play with, and so this guy comes over, he throws down a bunch of money, and the dealer had to like puts it all out, and then like he ran out of room on the camera, so then he had to call the pit boss over because he had to move all the money. It was like a whole production. And then he asked the guy he counts it on, he goes $1,980. So the guy throws down $1,980, and the guy looks at him and goes, I don't know. And the dealer makes a joke. He's like, yeah, he probably spent $20 at McDonald's. So he's like, all right, 1980. And I was like, well, that's a good year. That was the year I was born. So I was like, well, that's a good year. That's the only reason why I remember how much it was, to be completely honest with you. And so he played with that for about 10 or 15 minutes. And I had $100 for like 3 hours, guys. I was up, I was down. I mean, I was just playing around, messing around, having a good time. I was actually up pretty significantly that night. In the very beginning, I knew I should have walked. I even said it to the guys. I'm like, I know I should get up, but I just got here and I just kind of want to play around. And it doesn't really matter because I'm not playing with that much. And I just want to play some blackjack and hang out. And the table was fun. This dude loses $1,800. I'm not laughing because of that. It was just a wild table. And then he goes and grabs like 800 more and then puts that down. And then he probably lost that within like 25, 30 minutes. And I was still playing with the same $100, guys. So just imagine what's going on. And he's buying shots for the table. I'm like, I'm good. And it was just, it was a wild table. I mean, we had a great time. I had a fun night. But yeah, just watching somebody throw money down like that. And he was playing like a couple $100 hands. And I was just like, I just didn't get it because the table, I mean, if the table's real hot, go all means. And it was, honestly, before he hopped on, I was way up, like I said, and he hopped on and it just changes up the cards and everything. And it doesn't matter. It's whatever. People are going to hop on and off. They don't even shuffle them. They use them machines. And I do not like them machines. I'm telling you, every time the dealer had to hit, he'd hit it and get to 21. I mean, it was like textbook for 2 nights in a row. I watched this go on. There was only one run that I had, and that was when I sat down that first night, like what I'm saying, and I was only up like probably $200. I mean, I only started with 100, so it's not like I was playing big. And I was probably up like $200, maybe a little bit more. And like I said to the guys next to me, I'm like, this is the time you usually should get up and leave. But again, I just wanted to dick around and play some blackjack, so it didn't matter. And yeah, that went right back to the casino. It was real quick. Like I said, that mission, every single time you had to hit, like you weren't gonna hit because you weren't supposed to. He would just come out with 21 to the point where you're just like, all right, let me just hit when I'm not supposed to, just to kind of shuffle up the cards. And it was wild, guys. I mean, it was absolutely bizarre. And you just watch people just come and go and just dropping hundreds and hundreds of dollars like this. Like you're just like, man, that's pretty wild stuff. Like I'm not that big of a gambler like that with casinos and sports, but I like the stock market. But it seems to be a lot easier to read than playing blackjack and roulette, to be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But anyway, just interesting to see people just drop cash like that. It's pretty wild. You're just like, "Man, like $1,800, like it's no big deal." And again, everybody has different means. I mean, I could do it, but I just wouldn't do it. To me, it's just bizarre. Like I'm like, who the hell doesn't value their money that much and just throws $1,800 down on a blackjack? Like, why not start with like $400 and see where you get to? And if it's really bad, just quit. I don't get it. And but the dude was super, super cool, and we had a fun night. But anyway, just an observation. So that's how I look at it anyway. And let's keep on cruising because I look at app loving, and I know we looked at it the other day and it was looking pretty good. We did love it, and now it's cruising up and looking pretty good. You'll probably get up to this resistance of 460 area and get into that channel to cruise up some more. And again, this market's looking really good. And here we go. It hurts right here because this one's looking pretty bullish today and looks like it wants to continue up tomorrow morning. So you might want to keep an eye on that HTZ. I know it popped up the other day and it's still looking good. And how about Adobe right here? Because we were all over this one early saying it was getting set up, guys, and that thing's about to take off. I think Adobe's about to be a really good opportunity right there. We were all over Cigna early, and that still looks like it wants to run up higher. And how about Wynn at the Wynn Resorts? Vegas is not doing so well, but apparently Steve Wynn is, because this thing looked pretty good right here and looks like it wants to hop up a little bit more. It could cross through that MACD tomorrow morning. I'll have to take a look at it. And good old Deckers right here. We had looked at this before, and that looks like it's about to run up there, Luis Rodriguez. I know we liked this one previously, and I remember it ran up, what, right here? Was that when we liked it? And back in July, the middle of July, and now it's setting up to get running up again to around the 120 area, it looks like. So keep an eye on DECK right there. Good old Deckers. And I marked off a couple really good ones with the laptop travel list. There are a bunch, and honestly, every one of them was really good. But I picked some that I thought would have a little more momentum, and I knew that we'd be talking a little bit this evening. So I'll run through a lot of them, a bunch of them. Like I said, it was hard to skip any of them, guys. I was like, man, that one looks really good, but I'll skip just a few of them just to cruise it along. And we'll look at our Joey's Jams and our Spy, Big Caps, Mag 7, all them guys, and then see what you guys want to see. And then we'll get ready for tomorrow morning, the 4 a.m. Warriors. Laptop Travel got his own page now in Discord. He'll be tearing it up in the Discord at 4 a.m. You know that. I'll be joining him, and we'll be trading like crazy on there. So you guys know that will be there. There's a whole entire 4 a.m. Warriors channel, so it's going to be awesome and very easy to follow along. And he's been crushing it, guys. So again, I've been kind of on vacation for a month and at least a couple weeks, but definitely getting back into it now full time. And we'll be getting cruising. The kids go back to school next week. I didn't even know my wife goes back in 2 days. I think Wednesday she said she goes back. And yeah, she goes back on Wednesday. She's a teacher, so she goes back on Wednesday already. They go back ahead. And so yeah, it's crazy. Summer's wrapping up that fast. And I'll tell you what, though, I think every year now, I think we're just taking vacations like for 3 weeks in August. It was the most amazing thing. Come home for the last week so you can get ready. But honestly, what a great time taking a bunch of different vacations. I feel great. I mean, I'm a little exhausted from walking around in a big drive. My brain's kind of like exhausted, but I'll get some rest tonight, and I feel like I just feel really refreshed and everything, and a lot of all kinds of great opportunities our way, and everything's happening. So I feel great. I think Joe Exotic's about to get a pardon too. I honestly think that's about to happen, and that would be awesome for him. And to see him finally free. I'm telling you guys, when you look at all that evidence that he has out there, you scratch your head and wonder what the hell's going on. So I hope that my interview with him did help, and he does tag me with a bunch of big names, that's for sure. And again, I'm gonna be talking to him tomorrow evening around 6:30, and I will record it and put that call up there like I have been, and we'll see how he has been doing since I last talked to him. But like I said, he's been talking to the White House, actually reached out to him, and I think they reached out to him again today. So they've been reaching out to him quite a bit the last few days. So I would say that is pretty good for him. That's a very good sign, let's say that, because he was trying to get their attention for a very long time. Didn't seem like it was working. I'm not going to say that my interview did anything, but we did the interview, put a lot of evidence out, and then he started posting it to everybody big name and like Trump's kids and all kinds of people. And again, he got word from the White House contacted him, so pretty amazing. And if he gets out, it would be incredible for him. And I'm sure he'll have tons of big opportunities, that's for sure, because and I doubt he'll go to Netflix, let's put it that way. But yeah, he'll probably have a ton of opportunities the minute he walks out. But anyway, let's go through our laptop travel list, and I'll talk to Joe Exotic tomorrow, see how he's doing, and hopefully he will be getting out. But look at these ones, guys. I mean, holy cow, this thing's curling up looking good and wants to curl up. And Joe Exotic, honestly, just tweeted out the ETF last night. He made that like T-shirt up and everything on his page and tweeted it out. So he is a really good dude. He's into the crypto space as well and does stuff. And obviously, you can just tell, like talking to the guy, you could tell he's got good demeanor, good guy. And clearly, like all the people that were involved have come out and have admitted that they committed perjury and everything else and lied about everything. It's crazy, guys. I'm telling you, it's wild. So we'll see what happens for Joe, and we'll hope for the best for him. That's for sure. And he can get out of there. And again, guys, he's like dealing with some major medical issues as well. He's got cancer and all kinds of shit going on. And of course, you don't get good treatment in the prison system. So maybe he can get out and get some good health treatment and get his life back on track there. Can you imagine spending all them years in prison and then all that evidence comes out that you didn't do anything? I mean, that's pretty wild, guys. And that's what I look at. I'm just like, this poor guy. It's crazy. And again, it was one of the biggest Netflix series. And just because of the timing of it, as I say, during COVID, everybody was home. I watched zero TV, guys, and I saw the entire series and watched it all and was just interested and hooked into it. So that I obviously kept following it because it was one of the very few series I've ever watched in my entire life because I don't watch anything. So just so happened if I was watching it, a ton of people were watching it because I see nothing, and everyone, all my friends and family, laugh at me because if you talk about television, I have no idea what you're talking about. But I knew the Tiger King story and all that because, again, we were stuck in our house during COVID. It was crazy. But anyway, let's keep on cruising here. ATXG looking good. The next two or three are looking really good, but let's jump down to LPCN, Liposin, and that thing is setting up really nice right there. And then this XOBR right here, looking pretty. Look at that thing. I think that'll keep some momentum right there. And again, I'm just trying to give you the ones that I think might keep the most momentum because the entire list is great. And you can only trade so many, but you can go through that entire list, the laptop travel list. He redid his scanner and it's on fire, guys. I'm telling you, he's crushing it in the Discord. And we're all going to be on fire. And I hope Ben's feeling better. I know he had a procedure last week, and I hope he's feeling better. He said it was taking him a little longer, I think, to heal up than he thought it would. But I hope Ben's feeling a lot better. I hope he got some rest, and if not, we'll take good care of the Discord. I know laptop travel was all over. It was so hard for me to do anything in Canada because my stupid phone wouldn't work right. I had to be on the Wi-Fi for everything, and yeah, the minute and I'd walk away from anything, it would just like die out. It was insane. It drove me nuts to the point where I just said, forget about it. I'm not even going to stress about it. It's not even worth it now. So anyway, I'm gonna get a new phone and fix all that crap too because it's crazy. That shouldn't be happening. Here we go. SUNE, Sun Nation. Look at this bad boy. That solar stuff is looking pretty good right now. I must say, a couple of them are. And BENA, what was that one? Hold on. What did I even have? BENF. That I know. I looked at it because it was looking really good right there. And look at that thing curling up. That looks like it wants to keep some momentum tomorrow. So keep an eye on that. BENF. I was going to say, I remember this ran not long ago. It was right there, July 21st. It had spiked up. It looks like it wants to run up some more. INLF right here. Check out this guy because this one was cruising up. This is a China one, and that's rolling up there. So that one looks really good. And again, I'm only skipping a couple that, but they all look good. You could go right through them all. SONN looking really good to curl up there. It was up on Friday. Looks like it's going to continue its way up right now. And let's see what WIMI doing. And these are all China ones right here. Just grab my attention. So maybe we're about to see some China trade news as well because that likes to make the markets rip. And works right here, WORX. This one's getting set up. I know it was up a little bit on Friday, and that thing looks like it's hitting the 20, but could continue its way up right there. And XHLD right here, 10 holdings. They just came off of earnings last week, August 20th, and it's not looking bad to roll off that MACD and keep cruising. So there you go with a bunch of good ones from Laptop Travel. And like I said, even the ones I didn't go through are looking real good. So you can check out that list. I posted it out. And we'll go through our Jolie's Jams real quick, and then we'll roll through our SPY and Big Caps Mag 7, see what else you guys want to see, and then we will call it an evening and be on at 7 a.m. tomorrow and the rest of the week. But if you're just new tuning in, we do this show at nighttime, Sunday through Thursday at 9 p.m. And then Monday through Fridays, we do a pre-market show at 7 a.m. every day. So we definitely know what's always going on in the market. And I am back in the studio at home. So it is nice to be back, but I did not mind being in Canada one bit. I enjoyed it a whole lot. So everybody was super friendly too, and like I said, the food was way better. And there you go. We went to there's a place called Mamma Mia. It was on that Clifton Hills. It's an Italian restaurant. I'll tell you what, that place was really, really good. You wouldn't think that you'd go to Canada and have like a really delicious Italian meal. My daughter wanted to go back for like lunch and dinner every day. It opened at 4, and I knew I looked at the menu again, guys. I was a chef and I worked for the NFL. I kind of know food. I looked at the menu and was like, well, this place, the chef seems to know what's going on here just by seeing the menu. It had escargot on the menu. Usually you're not making snails if you don't have a clue what's going on. So that just was like a little, just kind of threw me. I was like, let's see. So then we go in, everything looked good. And then the waitress came over, and if the waitress comes over and she's not writing down what everybody's ordering, they're memorizing it, it's going to be banging, guys, because the chef back there is on point. If he has the staff memorizing the orders and go into the machine to pop them in, and they get them right every single time, it's amazing. They'll do like 20 tops and get it right. It's quite impressive. I've seen it lots of times. Every time you're going to have a great meal at them restaurants. So immediately I said to my father, I was like, I'm telling you, this meal is going to be banging. It was so good, guys. I mean, it was off the charts, delicious. And we all enjoyed it thoroughly. So yeah, the food was banging. You wouldn't think that you'd go to Canada to get a really good Italian meal. We had Indian food the first night. That was delicious. I had mentioned that there was a very large Indian community there. I mean, very, very large, huge. I had no idea. But everybody's super friendly and great food, guys. I'm telling you. So we enjoyed it. And yeah, so that was Canada. I'll tell you more about that. And Michael Anthony said the futures are red. They were a little green a little bit ago. Let me see, Michael Anthony. Now you're going to make me go on and look on the Yahoo app, because that one always, the Yahoo Finance app does tell you. And I think you are right now. They were just green, and now they are down. You are absolutely right. They are down 0.13%. For the S&P 500, the Dow 0.12%, and the NASDAQ down 0.14%. So you're absolutely right, Michael Anthony. And they were up before I came on, because I literally checked it a minute before I hopped on here. So they definitely changed in the last hour and 15 minutes. But here we go. Let's roll through and see what's going on. And we'll call it a night, because I wanted to get some rest this evening and feel nice and energized for this week. That's for sure. Here's Agrify right here, just pulling back a little bit. Not a bad one. That's considered like a cannabis one. And Blink right here. Blink Charging is not looking bad to get set up. So keep an eye on that this week. I think that one has a chance to get rolling. Good old Sezzle looks way better down here, I must say. We'll see if it curls through. If it does, you guys know it will run. The 20's still up there, so we'll have to take a look at it tomorrow. It was running up there on Friday. And how about Sterling not looking too bad, but could have a little bit of pullback, so we'll be watching that. But that one's been a healthy one lately. Rivian popping up there. Remember we were talking about it setting up? Well, there you go. I guess that was the setup and run up, and we'll have to look at that tomorrow, but it could be a good opportunity. And Symbotic is getting set up now, so that's going to be a good one. Nike right here does look pretty good to try to run up. And of course, our DXYZ is our Destiny Tech 100, and this is going to be a good opportunity, guys. Watch for these bottoms down here. That's probably one of your lows at that. What does that even say? 25.90, it looks like. So keep an eye, but that thing looks like it's going to start rolling up there and getting moving. So there you go with DXYZ. And here we go with our SPY, Big Caps, Mag 7, and everybody else. And our SPY right there was flying up there on Friday, and it had looked pretty good. And, of course, Powell indicated that they were going to cut the rates in September, and everybody loved it. And the SPY still looks good. Futures are red, and I'll give you an idea. It has to cross through that MACD. Maybe it's not ready, but I'll tell you what, guys, it's going to hold itself up. And maybe this week it just gets set up, and maybe in like the next week or two, because next week, Monday, should be closed for Labor Day. So you have this week. It may be a little bit slow going into Labor Day. We know that a lot of people like to take off Thursday, Friday, especially in the banking industry, possibly even the whole week. Crypto's looking good. Everything is setting up. Everything's looking great. And it's just a matter, and it's been moving slow. It could take this good 6-8 days. And then, guys, the things are looking like they want to get ripping. So we'll see how things open up tomorrow. And again, futures were up before I hopped on. They are down now. So we'll be watching it at 7 a.m. And, of course, at 4 a.m., the 4 a.m. Warriors will be getting it in the Discord. That's for sure. Apple was bumping up there. It looks like it wants to roll off that MACD right there and continue its way to bounce around and get set up to run up for Apple. Amazon right here was running up pretty nice and looks like it wants to get up into this resistance and stay in that channel to get set up really nice. And Google was running up Looks like it wants to get into the top. Appears like it wants to cross through and curl through right there and run up. We'll see. Maybe they have a little bit of pullback. And again, maybe the market is a little bit flat for a few days and just kind of jumps around. Not a big deal. I'm telling you, it's setting up to get cruising. And we've been talking about that anyway. Right after the kiddies go back to school and the summer's over, things are going to get rolling. Meta right here does look really good to jump up onto the 20 and get cruising. So they have something going on. Microsoft could be hanging out on that 50, but that could be the bottom to get set up. So just watch for that. It could have a nice little pullback, like one of them easy dips, and then that would be a great dip and rip little look for Microsoft, because I think it's going to get moving. And this is what I think a lot of things are going to be waiting on is NVIDIA has earnings Wednesday right there, August 27th. So that's going to be an important one. Remember, we talked about it before, how NVIDIA's earnings were at the end of the month right there. And we'll see how it gets set up going into it. You can see it has a little bit of pullback right here, and we'll have to monitor that tomorrow and the next day. So Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, as we roll into that NVIDIA earnings. That's going to be an important one right there. And it always tends to be at a perfect time, guys. And you know it's going to get rocking and rolling. I mean, NVIDIA, it's going to be practically impossible for their earnings not to be fire. And they're working deals with the 15% with the government and stuff. So there's no way they're letting this thing fall backwards when we're getting a piece of that. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting right there. And that is your NVIDIA and Tesla right here, guys, is getting ready to get fired up. Elon's on fire and up on all cylinders right here, and he's getting ready to rock and roll. So that's why, Michael Anthony, I was telling you before, don't go around saying that Tesla could pull back to 250, because Tesla's about to go to 450 and keep on running. So there you go with your Tesla report right there. And whether you like Elon Tesla or not, it's going to get cruising. He's the robotic master. He's got all kinds of stuff going on, guys. And the guy is a machine. I'm telling you, don't bet against Elon. I'm telling you that right now. AMC right here. Let's watch, because I'm telling you, these meme coins, these meme stocks do look like they want to kick the market off. And remember, I was saying that before. Look at GameStop right there, looking pretty good. Here is CHY. That's not Chewy, and that's not anything fun to look at. So anyway, Chewy was pulling back to get set up. Unity's been running up, guys. It's a monster right there, and looks like it should continue its way up. And how about Netflix right there? I'll click on it, and this thing is getting set up. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Netflix is going to get cruising right there. Luis Rodriguez has calls on Tesla right there, because that's a smart thing to do. I have some shares in Tesla, that's for sure, and think we might have to get some Tesla options, because that thing looks like it's about to pop off. And you know, Tesla options, they're expensive, but because of the premium, but they do pay out well. I'll tell you that. I've done it before plenty of times. AVGO right here looking pretty good. Here's our semiconductors. We'll see how they open up tomorrow. There's MU. That wasn't looking bad. And again, these things are just getting set up. Maybe they bounce around for a few days. TSM. Oh, man, look at that thing trying to get set back up. And they certainly will, guys. I'm telling you, they are looking good. SMCI, and that thing's probably bottoming out right there to get set back up. And here's our AMD, and we do like that after the dip. So we'll be keeping an eye on AMD, see how that opens up, and if it really wants to get rolling. And again, they might just be running around this week, but they are absolutely getting set up. And you do want to find these bottom opportunities, because they're going to be great. Remember, we said QCOM was getting ready to run, and we were talking about it right around here being that bottom around the 144. You're over $14 now, and that's crawling up, looking really good, guys. So keep your eye on QCOM there. And how about Snow? It had been coming down, and now it's ready to go back up. So Snow has good support, looking pretty good right there. PayPal had been setting up, looking good, and that thing wants to run back up. And of course, Intel working deals with the government as well, and this thing's curling up, ready to run up into that top area. I'm waiting for Dell to start talking to the government as well right here, and Dell doesn't look bad. I'm not saying they are, but you know that's probably coming along pretty soon. IBM, holy cow, guys. I'm telling you, IBM is going to be a great opportunity right there, so you might want to keep an eye on that. And there's our Palantir, and it definitely looked like it bottomed out the other day on that dip. that looks like it was a good opportunity at that 142 as you're at 158 now. And Sophie has been a good one as well, and that's ripping up there. So I'm telling you guys, this market looks good. Matter's getting set up right there. Riot's getting set up as well. And so is Clean Spark right here. I almost had it the first time, but there's Clean Spark looking good. And there's our micro strategy. And aren't they supposed to get added to like the something somewhere, S&P or something? What are they supposed to get added to? I totally forget, to be honest with you. But anyway, this thing is looking pretty good to try to continue up. You see your 20 coming down. Obviously, that looked like a bottom, and it does look like it's going to get set up. And we do know crypto's looking good. Let's look at Robinhood right here and Coinbase. Robinhood setting back up. You could have a little pullback there, but Coinbase is looking great, guys. Remember we talked about the other day, last week, and Bull is looking like it's getting a bullish run. So they're the two better ones besides better than Robinhood at the moment. And SPCE, guys, this Virgin Galactic, I'm telling you guys, this thing looks like it's getting set up. Not so sure what's going on there, but that's not SPCE. This is SPCE. I still knew it was getting set up there. And but that looks even better right there, curling up. We may not get through immediately right there, but you may have one bounce back, but that thing is getting set up for SPCE. And how about Boeing? And that thing's not looking bad. So everything getting set up. DJT looks pretty good. And, you know, if DJT looks good, fun will be a little bit more fun. And it is curling up there. And how about McDonald's cruising up there? We had liked it. We knew it was running up. We'll see. It has that resistance at 320 or at about 314 area. It should cruise up to that area anyway. And Disney looking really good again right there, Luis Rodriguez. Play it back up right now because you played it down. And now it looks good to go back up in Oxy. Remember, I told you guys that was setting up, looking good, and obviously running up. And ExxonMobil was looking good as well. And there you go. So oil and gas, we're looking good. And there's our list right there. So S&P 500 rebalance announcement is this Friday. So that is what I guess they're waiting on, something like that. I did know something was happening. And let me take a look and see. I think Luis Rodriguez did post a couple that we didn't look at, like Toyota Motor right there. He's the Toyota Motor expert. We looked at Lulu Esbet, a couple U's for your energy fuels, and that thing, wow, look at that bad boy looking good. And how about TNA right there, your small cap bull? That looks pretty hot, and that looks like it wants to run. And BTCS is that BTCS Inc., and that's curling up right now, and that's looking really good as well as the crypto gets cruising. I know Bitcoin did pull back today. Some whale apparently sold off a bunch and bought some Ethereum or something. I'm not exactly sure. Let's look at HOVR right here. Laptop Travel, New Horizon. That looks really good as well right there. A aerospace and defense one. That's good old Hover. And HOVR looking good. BMNR and Open all look good. KEW, what's that? Q, not sure what that even. Oh, KEWL. Not even sure what that is there, Deep Soul Diving. Let me see if it's over here real quick. Oh, it's an OTCer, and that's hold on, Kiwinal Land. I don't even know how to say that. I just thought it'd be pretty fun. But anyway, let's look at the chart. It's not too bad of an OTCer, and we'll have to see if it can stay up there in the 20, can run it up. I'd have to look at it tomorrow as it's moving right there for KEWL. And let's see. Let's see. I'm just looking through, and I already talked about a few of these things here. And oh yeah, filtrate. You did want to see AREC. Let's see what AREC and the coking coal is doing here. And I didn't say Coca-Cola. I said coking coal. That's the name of the sector right there. It's a wild one. And AREC looking good. These things were all setting up. What was the one we were looking at? SXC. That one right there. That looks good. AMR. Obviously, AREC running up there. HCC looking good. And all five, I was going to say four. All five of them were all four other ones besides AREC, whichever way you want to word it. They all look really good right there, filtrate. So keep your eye on the coking coal sector. It's an interesting sector for sure. And let's see what else is going on right here. And let me look, just going down. Some of the souvenir shops in Canada are sneaky. They try to trick you with the conversion. Not only that, they add like a special tax on to something so that they really crush you on it. You definitely should go to the what is it called, where you buy the no tax stuff. I forget what the heck you even call it. But anyway, yeah, some of them stores are a little weird. Excuse me. And here we go. Let's see. Let me see what's going on. What is CoreWeave doing right here? CRWV. I remember it was pulling back, but getting set up. And yeah, I would say it is trying to get set back up right there for CoreWeave. It will bounce around a little bit. You see your 20 right there, but that one could get set back up. I'll keep an eye on that. What about Samuel Adams right here? Good old SAM. Good Boston beer. It is Samuel Adams. And we looked at that down here, and that is looking really good, guys. So it looks like Samuel Adams has some good beer right now and some good sales anyway. Something going on right there. Let's see. Adobe we looked at. And let me see what else is going on. Lightbridge. Let's see what LTBR is up to right here. That's looking real good. Laptop Travel. Luis Rodriguez. I know Laptop Travel always likes that one, but good eye on that, Luis Rodriguez. That's for sure. That IONQ does look good. We looked at that when we went through the computer hardware ones, and they're setting up. So keep your eye on that. That's for sure. Deep Soul Diving said we're in a heat wave now. Feels like it's just starting, probably for that ETF500, and we talked about that at the beginning. The futures are red, Michael Anthony. You're absolutely right. Thank you for that. And let's see. KEWL. Oh, that was your right. All right, cool. Well, you didn't even mean to look for the stock ticker. That's pretty funny, Deep Soul Dive. We even found the stock ticker. Look at that thing. We found the stock ticker, and the name's pretty wild. Kaweenewall Land Association. I have no idea. Never heard of it, but that's pretty funny that you're spelling cool. And I went and looked up the old stock ticker. And let's go through crypto. Doge Mama 9, because you said my Solana. Look at that thing, guys. I told you which one's going to be huge. I told you Bitcoin, buy all three of them, all four: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana and Ripple, and of course our ETF 500, because it's going to be incredible. But Bitcoin did pull back there, and it looks like it might pull back a little bit more. I don't know what was going on there. Some wow sold a bunch, and I guess he's popping it into Ethereum. It does look a little bit better there, but Ethereum doesn't. I would be popping it into Solana, because Solana looks really nice right there to get cruising up. And here's our Ripple right here, not looking bad. But yeah, Solana looks like the winner right tonight. And it is ripping along there, but all of them are going to be really good. So just find them opportunities when they pull back. And that's what I try to do. And obviously, ETF is a nice pullback opportunity. Cardano's been ripping up and holding in the 90s right now and looking pretty good for that one. This AVAX ran up this morning. I know that. I saw this bad boy running up. And here's Stellar XLM, little bit of pullback as it sets up. Chainlink's right there, up to 26. And remember, we were looking at it way down here, guys, in the 15s. And there you go, ripping up there. SUI, another one, pretty good one that's going to keep ripping up there. And I show you Optimism as well. And this AAVE is not a bad one, and that was spiking up. Looks like some pullback right there. And there you go. So let's see what PDD is doing right now. And let's take a look at it. And that is PDD Holdings, a China one, and that one was ripping up there and has some earnings coming up on the 25th, which would be tomorrow. So, right? Isn't today the 24th? Yeah, so that's tomorrow. And there you go, guys. I would say that is a pretty fun market review right there, and some ETF 500 review, a little Canada talk. I will tweet out the earnings right here, Luis Rodriguez. Thank you very much for that. And again, keep an eye on that BMNR and everything else. And of course, I'll be on at 7 a.m. to go through the pre-market, see what's going on and what's happening. And we'll be talking about our ETF 500, because now we took it over and the community is going to own it, and we'll make it run and run and run. And there won't be any side wallet circus action going on. and we'll make it keep cruising up there. So it'll be a fun one as crypto's getting cruising. And I think we're going to have a good rest of the year, guys. So let's work together and have fun. We'll lock in profits, trade them smart. Of course, I'll be in the Discord. I'll put my night note back up. I did miss last week. Again, it was just tougher with everything. And so I'll be doing that. The night note will be back up there. Any questions, feel free to hit me up. If you ever want to ask anything, shoot me a message on X. I always respond to everybody, and just don't answer anybody that reaches out to you and acts like it's me, because I'm not reaching out to anybody for copy trading or any other nonsense. There's a ton of fake scam stuff. But if you reach out to me and ask a question, I'll be happy to respond. And I only just mention my Discord and post it out on the Twitter. I won't ever DM you and ask you for anything. I promise you that. And so, yeah, there you go. And again, I think the ETF 500 is going to be a great opportunity, especially down here. It's basically at the beginning of the coin, and we're going to get it running up there. It's going to be a safe one, and people are going to enjoy it. And again, look at every coin. They all get rugged. You had GIF today. That one's been running. There was that other one with the sheep or something like that. That one got rugged. They all do, guys. I mean, they all get rugged. And obviously, you see what Zach did to everybody. So we're obviously not going to do that. We're going to make it run up. We're all going to make bank together. And that's the way you have fun, and you get a lot of you just do it the right way, and everybody can and make money. You don't really need to make $1 million off of everything every single time. If you spread it around, it works out way easier as a community. And that's why I think this one will work, because the community is huge, and the guys and girls, I know Tracy's involved and a bunch of other people in ETF. And yeah, it's just got a lot of people, guys, that do a lot of great things. I've been talking to a lot of them because they're in a couple different chats, and then a bunch of them that are really just zoned in on the ETF or in a Telegram chat with the Flawless Whale. And I've been on that one. And yeah, just a lot of good things going to take place, and we'll take it back over. We'll keep the supply our own, and we'll make it run up there. Because if you can just battle, like I said, the dips and just keep it cruising up, you'll be perfectly good there. So, Michael Anthony, let's look at that AMCR before we hop off here. And what is that one? AMCR, Amcor Packaging and Containers in Switzerland. And that is looking really good right there, I must say. I do like that. And PPD right there. What was that? What was that one? PDD it is. PDD. I was going to say PDD. Well, you just got to watch out because it's hitting that resistance, but it is in the top right there, and it has earnings. So, I don't like earnings necessarily. They're hard to tell exactly what it's going to do. I always think that they want to pop, they go down. I don't understand it. So I trade around earnings, to be honest with you. I don't ever trade the earnings. And just take a quick look right here, see what's going on. Open door, IXHL. The CYCU was running up. We'll see if it can continue on its way up tomorrow morning. Intel, NVIDIA obviously has their earnings coming up this week. And there's your Soxel looking good for your semiconductors, Sophie and the SPICE, SBET, BMNR, and a couple other ones. So there you go, guys. I would say that is a good market review. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Thank you for tuning in. And again, be sure to follow along on X and YouTube and Instagram and all that good jazz. And we will do a show at 7 p.m. on Tuesday about ETF with some of the people that are in the ETF and behind the scenes on that, working on it. And we'll try to clear up any questions. I tried to answer anything and just tell you what I thought. So if you're just tuning in and want to catch that, we discussed it at the beginning of the show and what we're going to be trying to do with that and make it big, and how we're going to go about that. So there you go, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. And again, 7 a.m. tomorrow, we do the show for pre-market. We'll be ripping and rolling all week. Going into the next week, it'll be Labor Day weekend, so it'll be a 3-day weekend. but this market is getting set up. So it might possibly be slower this week, and that's perfectly fine. So enjoy the rest of your summer, guys, because I know I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of this week. And but I will be on trading, that's for sure, getting ready to just get into it. It's hardcore, guys, and it's going to be looking good. You can already see the market, and you know that the rates are going to get cut in September, and the markets are going to get ripping. So there you are, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. The ETF crew, thank you guys for tuning in as well. Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel and Doge Mom and 9 Deep Soul Diving. Of course, Michael Anthony. And what day's the market closed? It should be closed on Monday. What is that? September 1st, isn't it? Is actual Labor Day. Yeah, Monday, September 1st, Michael Anthony. I would assume the market's closed. I actually didn't look, but it is every year, so I'm going to say it will be closed. And Deep Soul Diving, thanks for hanging out. And everybody else, Maverick, reposting the stream and some other people on there. Cadence, of course, and Filtrate, and everybody else. If I missed anybody, thanks again for tuning in. We'll be on at 7 a.m. And of course, tomorrow night, I'll talk to Joe Exotic before the show. I'll let you know what he says, and I'll have another interview with him and find out what the White House has been asking. So I'm interested in that, and we're just trying to keep it out there and keep him in the White House's eyes right there so he can get that pardon. So everybody repost that. And again, he just made that ETF thing last night. That was pretty cool. And there you go, everybody. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Any questions, be sure to hit me up on X, and I will catch you guys in the morning. Have a good night, everybody, and see you at 7 a.m.